very much want to be married someday. It's just that I'm not really ever sure if I'm going to be able to be, because I never see a marriage working. I've never seen a marriage working personally unless it's been kind of all about one person and the other person is their cheerleader. And that can be the husband or the wife, it doesn't matter, but it always seems like somebody is a narcissistic and somebody is codependent to a slight degree. And I know I will never be happy with myself if I lead a codependent life, and yet the people that make me feel that way, codependent meaning I'm constantly worried about their happiness or their well-being instead of my own, are the people that intrigue me. And the people that I get into narcissistic relationships with are the people that I really, of course I love them and I care about them, but they're not in my head all the time. I'm constantly thinking about myself and, what can we do to help me, especially in the career I'm in. And then again, maybe it's just the career I'm in. And I happen to be in a relationship. I'm an actress with another actor right now. And I may be pulling the wool over my own eyes, and that may be just the problem. I don't know if you want to call it acting. I was interested in being a glamorous movie star and a beauty queen. I was so insecure. That's what I wanted, what I thought would make me feel secure. Not a guy, because I had no trouble with it.
Right.
And it seemed like I'd been in, since my high school boyfriend, and then a boyfriend after that for 6 years, then 2 years, and now 2.5 years. Every guy that I've been with has wanted to marry me. So it's like never been like I thought, well, I could get married, and then some other people. It's never been like, it's funny how people's energy is in a different place. I know some girls that work, like in my business, like no tomorrow, and all they want to do is get married to their boyfriend and have kids and give everything to him and their kids. And here I am, I want to work. You know what I mean? I've got a boyfriend, I could have a boyfriend, I could have it. It doesn't mean that much to me.
Well, what does it mean to be insecure? People have always told me I'm insecure. What does it mean to say for you or
It
to you?
means for some reason you're worried about your survival, or you're worried about you don't want to be in pain for whatever reason. And I know why I'm insecure and why I've always wanted to be, like, I thought that I really wanted to be pretty when I was younger. I really wanted to be glamorous.
And you are.
Well, thank you very much. And it was really important to me because when my dad was drinking, when I was a kid and going through puberty, he picked on me. I was really into sports back then. I was a tomboy, like before puberty. And I don't know, I was big. I was a swimmer. And my dad used to call me fat, and you're getting fat, and fat this, fat that. When he was drinking, he didn't like the ego he saw emerging in me, and the competitiveness and the perfectionist, and he had to stomp it out somehow because he was so miserable. He had to pass off some of that misery to me. And whoever else, he stopped being too happy when he was drinking. So I think that's one of the reasons. And then when I started going through puberty, I got really badly anorexic from all that. I went on this diet that didn't end. I was also like the tallest kid, like in school, in my grammar school, and I just had this big complex. And I went on this diet and lost from 110 pounds to 65 pounds. I was 5'3", and I was like a walking concentration camp victim for a year and a half. And after I finally snapped out of that with a lot of therapy, I think I wanted to be, instead of having people make fun of me, I had my dad make fun of me for no reason at all, because I wasn't fat. He just, had to make me think that something was wrong with me. And maybe I was, girls put on a few pounds before they go through puberty, but I wasn't fat. And then when I did that to myself, and I just went berserk, I think all I wanted to do was be the best looking girl in my high school, like when I went into high school. And in fact, I even thought about, I was begging my parents in the 8th grade when I was, trying to gain weight and look better. I was begging them to send me to a different high school because I wanted to start all over again. I didn't want people to remember what I was in the 7th grade. And It didn't work that way. I mean, high school went pretty good, but that was my main mission in high school.
Did you have good
and
female friends during this age?
I had 4 or 5 close female friends. And they were good friends, but there was also always like always a little bit of jealousy on their part. I didn't do anything to them. It just I was a threat to them for some reason. I mean, I know why,
Right.
because of the way that I was. I didn't go after their boyfriends or anything, but the guys always liked me. I dressed pretty sexy and stuff like that. And this is all in high school. After high school, I got some real friends that were 100% on my side, right after high school, as a matter of fact. And I got into a relationship about a year after high school that was the best relationship. The person that I'm with has to be pretty secure and has to be able to accept that I'm a show person, kind of, showgirl, whatever.
Right. You
And-
like the attention, but you don't want it to go too far.
The attention is just, just making old wounds feel better. That's all it is. And at this point in my life, I still haven't gotten to the point where I can. It's not like I go out and I say, give me attention, give me attention. Don't go around looking like a bum, but I know I can look pretty good when I want to. And it seems like 3 of the relationships that I've been in, the first, they're constantly afraid that someone better than them is going to come along and sweep me off my feet. Well, that's not it at all. They would only stop bugging me and driving me crazy and making me feel like I've got to check in and I mean, I've had people come up and, boyfriends show up in the weirdest places, sure that nobody's ever caught me doing anything wrong because I haven't done anything wrong.
So your boyfriends are scared of losing you because you're so beautiful and so many men hit on you, and because you...
And they're afraid someone is going to come along with more to offer than them, and I'm going to go for them. Which, in essence...
Isn't there some truth to that?
Yeah. Every boyfriend except for the one that I was with for 6 years, some week, somebody has come along with more to offer finally after they drove me so crazy that I couldn't stand it anymore. We're talking, I've been in long relationships.
And boyfriends consistently drive you crazy by being overly possessive.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to marry someone till I can be in the same room with them all day, not speak to them, and feel great about it. You know what I mean? If I'm not speaking to someone and if we're doing our own thing, there's something wrong. There's always got to be some sort of like this connection, and I mean, some sort of verbal, there doesn't have to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the relationship that I'm in now, if I'm at my desk doing stuff, and if he's at his desk at his computer doing stuff, and we don't speak a word for 3 hours, there's something wrong.
It feels wrong to you or to him,
yeah,
or...
well, it feels wrong to me, and he would be just the way we are. There would be something wrong. Of course, we do that, but that's when we're not speaking to each other.
And that's sort of you're a little bit mad at each other?
Oh yeah, we're mad at each other. There's always got to be some sort of codependent connection with each other. That, I mean, it's like we're not whole apart from each other.
Yeah, I need to understand the codependent.
It's too much of a needy relationship.
Okay,
He's got needs that I can't fulfill, and yet he's trying to force me to fulfill them, and I've got needs that he can't fulfill, and I'm trying to force him to fulfill them. That's why we're in this relationship that's kind of sick, and it's internal. But my boyfriend doesn't really ever want to listen too hard to what's bothering me. He wants to make it right, real quick, and a lot of times I just don't want to make it right, and it can't even just be made right. I just want someone to hear what I'm saying, to listen to me rather than try and fix it, because it can't be fixed, and it'll get better if I just can air it out and, knock it around with somebody, and he's not the person. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I get upset about, after I talk about it too much, he starts getting upset, and it evolves into a whole